Hi everyone, welcome to our tutorial where we'll show you how Excel can help you organize, compute and analyze data efficiently.
That's right, today we'll focus on three main areas: how to sort data quickly, how to use basic functions to get meaningful results, and how to use conditional functions to automate decision making in your spreadsheet.
You'll be working with a sample dataset of sales, and by the end you'll see how Excel gives you real power. Let's get started.
Sorting refers to arranging data in a specific order. For example, using the A to C or C to A. Numerically to smallest, we can use largest to smallest or smallest to largest, or by date to the earliest, lastest, or vice versa. It helps us make the largest data sets easier to understand and analyze.
First of all, we'll do sort. For sorting, first we have to read the instructions. Number 1 says, sort the data for the zone ID column to be accommodated with the gold cells on top. First, we have to identify the zone ID column. Then, we'll have to click on the first row that appears in the table. Then, we'll click on data that will show us the sort filter, so we'll click on it. And then, it asks us to sort the data for the zone ID column to be accommodated with the gold cells on top. So first, we'll click on the one that says column, and we'll select the zone ID, which is the one we want to order. Then, we want to accommodate it by the color of the cell. So on sort on, we're gonna select the cell color. Then we'll do the order. We want on top the cells that are colored gold. Then to add another sorting, we'll click on the plus sign. Then the second instruction says, sort the data for the quantity column to be accommodated in ascending order. So then we'll click on the column and we'll choose the quantity column. Then the value, there's only values with numbers in this column, so we'll just have values. Look, here's quantity and we have values. Then we want to accommodate it in ascending order. That means we'll order it from A to C. And the third and last instruction for sort says, sort the data for the zone ID column to be ordered in descending order. So then of this, we're clicking on another one because we want another sorting, and we'll choose the column. The column that is required this time is zone ID. And here it tells us that we have to order it in descending order. This means from largest to smallest. We've finished the three of the instructions, so we can click on OK and our table is going to be sorted automatically.
In Excel, a function is predefined formula that performs calculating using specific values called arguments. Basic functions include ones like sum, average, count, which automate common calculations rather than manually writing formulas each time.
First of all, the instructions. Number 1. Calculate the total amount of the total sales. It's asking us for the total amount. So in this one, we'll have to add. We click on the cell that we want to add our answer. So it's going to be this one that is in blue color. Then at the equal sign, we'll add the function that we're going to need. In this case, as we're adding, we're going to do the function sum. So let's write sum and select sum in the list. Then we have number 1 and number 2. Is the range of numbers that we're going to select to sum. In this case, we want the total amount of the total sales. So we're going to select the whole column of the total sales and we'll click enter. Then, the second instruction says, calculate the average of the quantity of products sold. In this case, we're using another function. This function is called average. We start, as always, with our equal sign. Then, we'll write average in the keyboard. And we'll select it from the list, average. Now, we have to select the range of numbers that we want to make the average of. In this case, it will be the quantity of products sold. So we're going to select the whole column of quantity. And we click enter. Now, for the third instruction, calculate the number of products. For this one, we'll need to use count. So first we type the equal sign and the word count. Here it's very important that we do not get confused with the word count and count A. Why? Because count A is for counting also words, cells that include words. But here we're using the count function. So we'll have to use range of cells that only have numbers. So in this case, we need to calculate the number of products. But as we need to have no words, we're gonna use other column that has only numbers. In this case, I'm going to use quantity, and it doesn't matter because it's the same amount of rows. So we drag the mouse down until we have the correct range of cells, and as we finish, we're going to click enter.
Conditional functions allow Excel to make decisions based on criteria. The classic example is if you perform a logical test to return one value if it's true, another if it's false.
And last but not least, we have conditional functions. The first instruction says, calculate the number of products that are going to be delivered in country. In this case, they're asking us to count the number of products that are going to be delivered in country. So we're going to just need to count the ones on country. That is a condition that we need to know. So for this one, we're going to click on the equal sign as in all of our functions, and we're going to type count if. Why if? Because this if is going to let us add the condition. So the range is going to tell us in which range of cells we're gonna find what we're looking for. So in this, we're gonna look for the word country, and this one is found in the column of zone. So we have to select the whole column and then add a comma to add the criteria. So we're gonna add country, close the quotations, and add a parenthesis at the end. And now we're gonna calculate the average of quantity of products delivered in San Jeronimo. So it's asking us for the average, so we're gonna put average if. And then we need to find the range where we're gonna find the criteria. The criteria in this case is that it's delivered in San Jeronimo, and we're gonna then add the word San Jeronimo, close quotations, comma, and the average range in this case is the quantity. So we're selecting the range of the column quantity, and here we have our average.
To recap, we covered how to sort data efficiently, how to use basic functions, and how to use conditional functions. Thanks for watching. Happy analyzing and enjoy unlocking the power of Excel.